Here, you can be your best. The best train here. Learn here. Succeed here. Perform here. Win here. Thrive here. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
Good afternoon and welcome to a new season of the ICC Hour here on Super Talk Mississippi 101.9 FM. I'm Adam Gore, and joining us again as the presenting sponsor for the ICC Hour this year is our friends over at Renaissance Bank.
So when are you going to give me back for the pizza?
Oh, personal foul. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Make a successful handoff when you transfer funds to friends and family with Zelle and the Renaissance mobile app.
Now, students are back on campus and spirits are high as we celebrate Welcome Week during the first weeks of classes here on our Tupelo, Fulton, and Belden campuses. Now, if you were thinking about signing up for classes but now think it's too late, well, guess what? You're wrong. You still have time to sign up for our classes. All you got to do is just come see us on our Fulton or Tupelo campus, and someone will be more than happy to help make you the newest member of the ICC family. Now, folks, you're in for a treat with today's show. Miss Juanita Floyd of the Create Foundation recently presented an awesome speech during last week's convocation here on the Fulton campus. And guess what? Today, you're going to get to hear that speech in its entirety here on the ICC Hour. So enough for me. Here is Miss Floyd presenting You Be the Difference on the ICC Hour presented by Renaissance Bank.
What an honor and a privilege for me to have the opportunity to speak to the ICC family. You all don't know how honored I am, how honored it makes me feel. Thank you so much. But before I go any farther, let's pause and applaud each of you for what you do every day in your positions to help students and for what you do every day outside of your jobs. In the summer of July 1975, a 14-year-old girl was rescued from the bottom of a swimming pool at a local apartment complex in Tupelo. The rescuer was sitting outside in the swing on that beautiful Saturday morning when he was hysterically summoned. "Mister, please come help me. My sister's in the pool." The teenager was estimated to have been underwater anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. An ambulance was called, and the young girl was taken to the hospital unconscious. She was unconscious for a day and a half. Her family was told that due to the lack of oxygen for over 10 minutes, she probably would have brain damage and would possibly be a vegetable for the rest of her life. The rescuer, who became a friend and mentor to the young girl, was Mr. Junior Smith, actually a former banker here in Fulton. The 14-year-old girl was me, Juanita Gambriel Floyd. According to man, I should not be standing here today. That drowning incident is just one of the many times the Lord has sustained and spared my life. I could tell you about the numerous car accidents I've been in. One in which I was told I would be blind in my right eye. Or I could tell you about nearly dying each time I gave birth to my 3 children. I could tell you about nearly dying at the age of 9 months with a high fever and pneumonia. Believe me, I am so thankful to have been given a chance to fulfill my purpose in life. I always share this testimony because I truly could not be speaking to you today. My topic is, you be the difference. I will focus on the journey of a woman who believed in a dream, the power of love, the power of influence, race relationships, and how you as men and women can play a very important role in making a difference in the quality of life for the students and for your co-workers. We're all challenged to reflect on who has inspired and influenced us, and to ask ourselves, are we influencing others? As I reflect on those who have influenced me, I acknowledge that there have been many, but the one who inspired me the most was my mother, Mrs. Bernice Wade Gamble, an unsung hero. Mary J. Blige, the singer, said, "My mother made me strong. Watching her struggle to raise us and feed us made me want to be a stronger woman." Each day that I walk into Create Foundation, where I've worked for over 37 years, I know that it's because of my mother's influence that I have a college education and a career. My mother instilled in me great confidence and values. Her first job was working in the cotton fields. Her second job working as a maid. Some employers treated her quite ugly and unfairly. Her sweet, loving husband died, leaving her a single parent. She then worked at a factory for over 20 years, standing on her feet day after day. Her hands and feet were gnarled and arthritic. Her fingernails and toenails were fungus covered, but she kept on working. She knew she had to provide for her family. She believed in her dream that her children would fare better than she had. Then school integration happened.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow is what we anticipate, what we work for, what we want to improve. At Itawamba Community College, we offer the courses, pathways, and the training that can help turn your vision of tomorrow into a reality. So why wait? Your tomorrow can start today at Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
Today tastes like a home game, like a huddle. Tastes like we're bringing the heat, and like a front row seat. Today tastes like we're a team, and it never tasted this good.
Why settle for a checking account that just holds your money? Renaissance Rewards Extra gives you so much more. Like savings at more than 400,000 retailers, 24/7 roadside assistance, a cell phone protection plan worth up to $400, $25 in ATM fee refunds per monthly cycle, and a great interest rate when you meet 3 easy qualifications. Get extra today at rewardsextra.com. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
That's home. That's just like the Ravens. That's just like Pahokee, Florida. That's my second home. I got my degree from there, my first degree, college degree. It's part of my heart, it's part of my soul, it's part of my spirit. And, you know, it's everything. Itawamba Community College, baby, it's everything. It shaped me up to being a great man because it was part of the journey of me becoming the young man I am today. And it's home, man. That's it. Like, I can go there and lay my head down without no problems. Itawamba Community College, the best start here.
How does a mother prepare a child for difficult circumstances. And how does a mother create in the child an unshakable confidence in who he or she is and what that child can achieve? In the summer of 1969, the pivotal year of school integration, I had just finished first grade at B.F. Ford Elementary in New Albany. My mother told me that I was going to a new school for second grade. I asked if my friends would be there. She said probably not, but I would make new friends. Every day during the summer of 1969, my mother asked me, "What is your name? Your given name?" And I said, "Mama, you know my name. What is your name? Your given name?" I would reply, "My name is Cosette Juanita Gambrell." While she was working outside in the garden, I would often ask her to play with me, like she always did when she came home from work. But that summer, she always answered by saying, "No. Why don't you sit over there and read your books?" This happened every day during that summer. In August, the night before school, my mother said to me, "You will meet new children. The only difference is your skin is brown and theirs is white, but you're all special children." We arrived at school. I was the only little black girl in the entire second grade at that time. There were other black students, just not in my grade. My mother filled out the necessary papers. Then we walked together over to the teacher. She said to the teacher, "I trust you with my child. I am confident that you will protect her, teach her, and love her. By the way, when she is on the playground, would you allow her to carry her little satchel of books with her?" She then placed my hand in the teacher's hand. Those of you who are parents, imagine how my mother felt when she left her baby girl on the first day of school with white strangers, not knowing if she had prepared me enough or if I would survive the first day. She later told me that after leaving the classroom, as she walked down that long hallway with tears in her eyes, she never looked back, because if she had, as any precious mother would do to protect her child, she would have scooped me up in her arms and ran, but she didn't. Later that day at recess, I went over to the merry-go-round to play. When the children would not play with me, I went over to the teacher, got my little satchel of books, and simply read. Other days on the playground, many of the children called me names, and you can imagine what they called me. Guess what I said? "Oh no, that's not my name. My name is Cosette Juanita Gambrell." Later, when I would tell my mother what happened each day on the playground, my mother would always gently say, "Give it a few more days. These are children. They will want to play." I now am amazed by the wisdom of my mother that summer before school began. Her unusual tactics actually had a very subtle purpose: to prepare me for the trials I would face. I'm happy to say that I went to school with those same white students from the 2nd to the 12th grade. We became best friends, and they honored me in high school by electing me as an officer in various clubs. The administration allowed me to work in the school office, the school store, and guess who made the majority of intercom announcements to the entire school each day? You guessed it, me. My mother was so wise by constantly saying to me, "You will be a light. You will love. You will not hate." Every night I would hear my mother praying, Lord, let the heart of a child come forth. After I got older, I realized my mother knew that if the heart of a child came forth, the children would not see color. Imagine if that was your precious daughter or granddaughter, son or grandson, how would you feel if your child was hated and mistreated because of the color of their skin? When I would say, Mama, the students don't like me. Mama, I hate them. Mama would say, you gotta love, baby. You can't hate. Mama, the boys stick out their legs and trip me. They throw spitballs at me every day. When I go to the restroom, the white girls say, here comes the end. Let's see what stall she uses because we don't want to use the same stall. My mother kept on praying. Can you imagine Mama's pain? But she kept saying to me, you still must love. The majority of the time in school, I was the only black in my classes. Mama talked to me all the time about an education. She said, you must get an education. That's the only way you can do better than me. She encouraged me to go to the college where James Meredith opened the doors for black people to attend. I wanted to go to that college both to please my mother and to obtain a degree. The day I graduated from Ole Miss, I walked up to Mama who had tears streaming down her face and I said, Mama, this is yours. You deserve this degree. ICC family, because of the late Mrs. Bernice Wade Gamble, I can stand at this podium today to try to make a difference and hopefully leave this world better than I found it. I can try to encourage, motivate, and inspire all of us to love, to have compassion on people, respect and racial harmony with each other. I pray I inspire you to make the best out of your lives. I pray I inspire you to be the difference at ICC. Mother Teresa said, I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples. In essence, she said, I can be the difference. Nelson Mandela said, it is in your hands to make a difference. ICC family, it's in your hands. The influence that we have on others can span years and generations. A few years ago, I received a phone call from my 8th grade son's homeroom teacher asking me to come to the school so that she could speak personally to me about a matter. Those of you, the dreaded phone call from a teacher. I arrived at the school with a very heavy heart, concerned about my son. The teacher thanked me for coming, and these were her words to me. There's a boy whose name is John. John is white. The children call him a nerd. John has severe acne. When he walks down the hall, they clear a path around him. He sits alone in the cafeteria. When he raises his hand to answer a question, the kids laugh at him because of his accent. I need to tell you that your son has made a difference in John's life. Out of all the children in the 8th grade, black or white, rich or poor, your son started sitting with John in the cafeteria. Tyler is late for his own classes so that he can walk John to his classes. Mrs. Floyd, John is now a happy boy. with tears streaming down my face. I left the classroom and went to my car, where I thank God for my mother, who years earlier instilled in me the value of making a difference in the lives of others, regardless of race, black or white, or socioeconomic status, rich or poor. Her teachings have now spanned another generation. My mother was the best thing that ever happened to me and my family. Tyler told me he and the young man reunited on Facebook. The young man thanked Tyler for being his friend in school. Tyler said to me, "Mama, I believe John was on the verge of committing suicide in high school. So you see, by your beliefs, by your words, by your actions, you can be the difference in the lives of those you meet and truly, truly make a difference in their lives."
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
First American offers online and mobile banking features to make your banking experience easy and safe. For example, you can turn off or turn on your debit card as needed. At FANB, you'll get that hometown feel with a high-tech touch. Show your school spirit with our exclusive debit cards. Represent ICC with a special card design you can only get from First American National Bank. You'll show your support every time you use the card. Support ICC with a Spirit debit card from FANB.
My name is Emily Loden-Jones, and I am the instructor and the program director for the Forestry Technology program at Etowah Community College, and I have taught here for 15 years. Our students learn how to identify native hardwood species and softwood species in this area. They learn how to cruise timber and evaluate it for selling purposes. They also learn a lot about forest management regimes that we use to get specific objectives from our land. Our program will accept students either in the fall, the beginning of the fall semester in August, or in January, the start of the spring semester. This program is a 2-year program in which you will obtain an Associate's of Applied Sciences in Forestry Technology. It's also a transferable program to Mississippi State University in the College of Forest Resources. Most of our courses are taught in a traditional format because it is so outdoor based. We have one fully online class and one hybrid class. Freshmen attend 2 days a week for forestry courses, and sophomores attend 2 days a week for forestry courses. Our students usually obtain employment in either the state sectors or either in private sectors. A minimum starting salary would be, if you went to work for a state agency, of about $30,000 a year. And I would say most students would probably start around $36,000 to $40,000 a year. The best type of student for this program is one that does not mind being outdoors. It is hot, it is cold sometimes. They also need to understand that this is not just an outdoor program, but is a math, science heavy curriculum. Our one requirement is that you have a good pair of boots and some bug spray.
Ooh, fumble. Let's give her a Renaissance replay. Make the right call with Renaissance and get cell phone protection with Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking. Sign up today.
$5 for my own money?
That's a bad call. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking with ATM refunds today.
Here, you can be your best. The best train here. Learn here. Succeed here. Perform here. Win here. Thrive here. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
You might ask, Juanita, how in the world does your mother's story correlate with you, the ICC family? My mother's story is a prime example of how to build relationships, how to work with each other, even though you may be different, and yes, how to be the difference in spite of the problems you may face or encounter while performing your job. My mother also warned me to be careful how you treat people, because you never know when or if you will meet them or need them again later in life. My mother's story epitomizes her role as an effective leader. If not for my mother's leadership and encouragement during elementary and high school, I don't know where I would be. You see, I never had another black teacher after first grade. I went to a junior college, never had a black teacher, and I went to Ole Miss, never had a black teacher. All my teachers were white, but let me tell you, I made it. I want you to know that I stand on the shoulders of the white teachers at East Union who didn't see the color of my skin. They saw a student and employed their vocation as teachers to care, to encourage, to motivate me to do my best. I stand on the shoulders of former counselors, administrators, teachers, instructors, professors, right here at ICC for helping my sons, Tyler and Taylor, when they were students at ICC. In fact, my son Taylor was the first male from his father's lineage to ever obtain an AA degree from a community college and a mechanical engineering degree from Mississippi State. My oldest son Tyler received 2 certificates from ICC, trucking and welding. My daughter Tyra is the first female from her father's lineage to ever graduate from a university, Jackson State. I celebrate you, the ICC family, for being the difference. Just as my mother with a limited education, let me tell you, 8th grade education, made a difference in my life as a young child. Each of you in your positions can make a difference in the quality of life for the students, for your boss, for your supervisors, or other employees. ICC family, the odds were stacked against me. If I had given up, I would not have been successful. I would not be working as a professional. I would not have a job as a scared little girl in the 2nd grade. I would not be managing the $166 million of assets for Create. Through my job, I never thought I would be interacting with bank presidents, college presidents like Dr. Allen, hospital presidents, business owners, lawyers, and doctors. As a scared little girl, I never thought that Mike Eaton, your past president, would contact me and ask me to be the commencement speaker for a college ceremony. I stood before hundreds of graduates and hundreds of people. I never thought I would be standing before groups sharing my mother's story. I never thought I would be speaking to the ICC family. I never thought I would be writing a monthly in the Northeast Mississippi Daily Journal about all things, my opinions. And that's pretty dangerous when I write about my opinions. Another friend and member of this community introduced me to Sarah Berry, an author in her own right, and a local publisher. Mrs. Berry used my presentation to write the story in children's book form. We collaborated on Mama's story, and I dropped it, published a book. Listen, ICC family, that scared little second grader is an author. My son Tyler said, "Mom, what a surreal moment to see your name on a book and on Amazon." I celebrate the magic of education. It has opened so many doors for me. I celebrate the magic of writing. We had a book signing at Reed's Bookstore, which was phenomenal. We had so much support from people of all ethnicities throughout Northeast Mississippi. I never imagined that people would donate monies to help get this book into schools and libraries. To date, over 7,000 books have been donated. I never dreamed that this book would be submitted to the Teacher's Choice Award, and in 2019 we won a national award in the category of family. Believe me, this would not have happened if not for my mother's teachings and instructions as a leader in our family. You see, all of us have choices. I could have easily been bitter, a racist, unproductive, no motivation, no love for people, a dropout. I want each of you listening to know that Juanita Floyd could have been a dropout. A part of the statistics in Mississippi, I could have allowed all of those negative situations in my life to affect me, but I didn't. You are in a prime position to impact this incredible institution by being the difference. Many years ago when I attended junior college as a student, even though I thought I was smart, I didn't know how to do anything. I didn't know how to navigate the waters of college. Remember, my mother only had an 8th grade education. But Pam Floyd, an instructor, took me under her wings while on campus. And no, she didn't look like me. Her husband was the registrar, so he helped me. When I went to Ole Miss, she called the professor at Ole Miss and asked him to take care of me. He did. Just as my mother impacted my life, each of you continue to have a chance to impact this world and this campus with your abilities to make a difference. You have the power to influence the many people you come in contact with daily. It doesn't matter about one's race, nationality, or socioeconomic status. What does matter is as working men and women, you can effectively make a difference in someone's life. You can be the difference in someone's life. How do I know? Let me tell you about a great leader in our community who helped me. Jack Reed Sr. Over 37 years ago, asked asked this question to an all-white, mostly male board at Create. Why can't we hire Juanita? She has a degree, she's qualified, she's trustworthy. Why can't we hire her? I move that we hire her. And those of you who knew Mr. Reed, if he made a motion, somebody was going to second. Because of that one decision from one person, my quality of life, my family's quality of life changed and improved. While standing in the Reed's bookstore, I recall the decision that Jack Reed Sr. made on my behalf for me to be hired at Create Foundation. And how ironic, 32 years later, I was standing in his store autographing books. One decision by one person. So you see, you can effectively change someone's life. One decision by you.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow is what we anticipate, what we work for, what we want to improve. At Itawamba Community College, we offer the courses, pathways, and the training that can help turn your vision of tomorrow into a reality. So why wait? Your tomorrow can start today at Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
They say Diet Coke is a mom's drink. Well, you copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music. Now, copy her drink. Drink what your mama gave you.
Hey, honey, could you help me with this? Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
When my mom opened the store, I got comfortable with it, and I liked the fact I like to help people, and I like to make people feel good about what they wear or just in general. And so once we got started and got into it, it was just one of those things where I just kind of really fell in love with it.
This is a 2-year all-online Associate of Applied Science degree. There are no restrictions or requirements to begin working toward a Business and Marketing Management Technology degree.
I think just being here and being able to experience what all there is within business and marketing, it was just something I thought I would really enjoy, which I started the first semester I was in class, and which I loved Miss McCrimmon. She was awesome. She was very helpful.
Students simply apply to ICC and then select Business and Marketing Management Technology as their major.
I enjoy online, and it was not anything that anybody couldn't do. It works with your schedule, and it was easy for me to do online working here as well. So that was really helpful to me.
This degree covers a wide range of business jobs. It's also a great way for entrepreneurs to learn about starting their own business.
There are times when you will catch yourself applying what you did learn in the program, using it within whatever business you're in.
Many students in this program are working and are interested in earning a degree to be promoted where they work. I've also had graduates start their own businesses.
There's just something about when somebody comes in and they want to find something and you're able to help them with that, and they find the perfect outfit or whatever they're needing. It's just one of those things where it makes you feel good and it makes the customer feel good.
Students can start the MMT program in the fall or spring semesters.
But overall, it's a fun job, and you get to learn a lot. And if you love shopping, that's a big plus too. Customer service is huge, and we want to make sure that we are able to fit that person's needs and do the best we can to help them.
MMT graduates also have the option to transfer their associate degree and continue working toward their bachelor degree online.
Playing on tour takes years of dedication, hours of practice, focused precision, and nerves of steel. That's how you become great at the game, but not how you should bank. That's why Allie Ewing chose Renaissance Bank. Their easy-to-use app makes banking a breeze, no matter where she is. Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
That's home. That's just like the Ravens. That's just like Pahokee, Florida. That's my second home. I got my degree from there, my first degree, college degree. It's part of my heart, it's part of my soul, it's part of my spirit. And, you know, it's everything. Itawamba Community College, baby, it's everything. It shaped me up to being a great man because it was part of the journey of me becoming the young man I am today. And it's home, man. That's it. Like, I could go there and lay my head down without no problems. Itawamba Community College, the best start here.
You can change a student's life. You can be the difference. Joshua Henry Jones, a novelist, said, "None of us are responsible for our births, but all of us are responsible with what we do with our lives." As my mother stated many years ago, the night before school began, our skin is brown, yours is white, but we're all special people. Whatever our lot is in life, black, white, Hispanic, Japanese, rich or poor, whatever skills or knowledge you have acquired, whatever capacity, large or small, you have the opportunity and the responsibility to make a difference in the workplace. We are depending on you to impact the lives of the students and others and create a great working environment for everyone. Whatever position you hold, do it well. When I was first hired at Create, right after college, I was the receptionist, the bookkeeper, the secretary, the toilet unstopper, the janitor, the errand girl, delivered 25 board packets every month to board members' businesses or their homes before email. I complained to my mother. Why did I do that? I said, did I get a degree for all of this? My mother very quickly said to me, whatever your boss asks you to do, as long as it is honest, you better do it. And you do it with a smile. Dr. King said, if a man is called to be a street sweeper, he should sweep streets. Even as Michelangelo painted, or Beethoven composed music, or Shakespeare wrote poetry, he should sweep streets so well that all the hosts of heaven and earth will pause and say, here lived a great street sweeper who did his job well. Friends, because of those wise instructions from my mother, the Lord has blessed me on my job. In my 37 years, I've had the opportunity to travel to conferences, take trainings in-state and out-of-state, to take additional courses. I have been promoted. Guess what? I get the chance to leave my job and come stand before you all today. What a blessing for me. On a recent NPR episode, U.S. Senator Cory Booker shared an experience that made a huge difference in his life. He said, while learning from people like Miss Virginia Jones, a tenant in the building where I lived while a law student, and the same building in which her son had been murdered. Ms. Jones said, describe the neighborhood, and boy did I describe it. The drug dealing, the projects, the abandoned buildings. And she said me in a very curt way, boy, you need to understand that the world you see outside of you is a reflection of what you have inside of you. And if you're one of those people who only sees darkness, despair, that's all there's ever gonna be. But if you see hope, opportunity, if you're stubborn enough to every time you open your eyes, you see love and the face of God, then you can be a change agent here. Then you can make a difference. I thought about my mother. She could have intentionally taught her children to hate because of the world she lived in. Limited education, low wages, being told by her employer that she didn't iron enough that day and they didn't pay her. Walking through the back door, seeing the hate on the parents' faces as she prepared me for integration. But y'all, my mother chose to see a different world filled with hope, opportunity, and forgiveness. She saw love and the face of God. I didn't know it at the time, but she was a change agent. She was a difference maker. ICC family, I pray every day when you come to work, you see hope. You see an opportunity. And know that each of you sitting right here are change agents. You are difference makers. Dr. King was posed a question many years ago. The question, why are we here? His reply, life requires our service. When I think about life and our service to others, to me, President Kennedy said it best. My fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. ICC family, every day you should answer President Kennedy's question when you use your skills in whatever capacity at this great institution. An African proverb says, it takes a village to raise a child. ICC family, you are the village. Administrators, professors, instructors, cooks, janitorial staff, teachers, all who make up this great institution, this great village. This place needs you, each of you. You are the difference makers. In closing, there's a movie that's been around over 50 years called It's a Wonderful Life. The movie revolves around an angel, Clarence, who helps a man, George, by showing what life would have been like if he never existed. Clarence wisely shows George how much his life has mattered, all the lives he's touched and the contributions he's made to his community, made to his village. And eventually, George begins to understand the differences his absence made. Clarence said, strange, isn't it? Each man's life touches so many other lives. And when he isn't around, he leaves an awful hole, doesn't he? You see, George, you really had a wonderful life. Don't you see what a mistake it would be to throw it away? My question, what would ICC be like if you were not here? Or if we didn't have you as working men and women? I don't know your stories. I don't know how many students, co-workers, and others you've helped, aided, and assisted at ICC. But whatever you have done, it has been valuable. Thank you for being the difference. David Jordan said, today is your day and mine. The the only day we have. The day in which we play our part. What our part may signify in the great whole we may not understand, but we are here to play it, and now is our time. ICC family, it is your time to shine. It is your time to be the difference for the students. It is your time to be the difference for your fellow staff members. And your prayer should be, give me this day to be the difference. I am thankful for each of you. Believe it or not, all of you hold the key to someone's life, just like my mother during the summer of 1969. I say to each of you, be the difference. Thank you.
What a blessing to have Juanita join us today. Juanita doesn't know this, but y'all may be aware, I have to go to a lot of meetings. I wish I could tell you they're a lot of fun. They're typically not. But I go and I represent the college and I sit through some things that I don't always want to sit through. That's just part of our jobs, and we do it. And I'm glad to be able to do that. But it always warms my heart, and I get a little more excited about being wherever I am when I look across the room and I see Miss Juanita. And I truly do. And you are one of my favorite people that I have been able to get to know in my time, my 5 years here at ICC and in this community. You are truly a difference in our community, not just because you work at Create. That obviously gives you a tool, a resource to do some things, but just your presence, the way you handle yourself, and the way you connect with so many people. We've had Ms. Juanita speak to our student league dinner before. We do it at my house on the back deck with a group of students. One of our favorite speakers, I think, of our students has been you, and I appreciate you doing that. We'll probably have you back again at some point. But I like it because I get Chick-fil-A at the house that night. You can give students Chick-fil-A and they'll show up time after time. But we thank you so much. We appreciate your time. And I cannot help but key in on the fact that every one of us have a different role in this college, as you talk about. But we as an institution can't make a difference in the lives of the people we've been entrusted to do that for in our community and on this campus without each individual one of you carrying out your role. It is massively important. Nothing would occur without each one of us. And I appreciate your time and your talent, but also the individual differences you make every day that add up to the ultimate difference that ICC is able to make, which is an unbelievable, exponentially growing impact. Thank you so much, Ms. Juanita. Thank you.
Why settle for a checking account that just holds your money? Renaissance Rewards Extra gives you so much more. Like savings at more than 400,000 retailers, 24/7 roadside assistance, a cell phone protection plan worth up to $400, $25 in ATM fee refunds per monthly cycle, and a great interest rate when you meet 3 easy qualifications. Get extra today at rewardsextra.com. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
They say Diet Coke is a mom's drink. Well, you copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music. Now, copy her drink. Drink what your mama gave you.
Here, you can be your best. The best train here. Learn here. Succeed here. Perform here. Win here. Thrive here. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
Brought to you by Renaissance Bank, the bank that understands you. Learn more at renaissancebank.com.